I think one of the most common things people say about investing is, I know I should do it, but I haven't started yet. And that's not because people don't understand it. At this point, most people know the basics, right? Invest early, let it grow, be consistent. It's not a knowledge problem, it's a starting problem because starting feels uncomfortable. It feels uncertain and it feels like something you can get wrong. And when something feels like that, it's really easy to delay it, to push it off, to say, I'll look into it later, or uh, I'll start when I have more money. But that's where most people get stuck because later keeps moving. There's always a reason not to start. Money feels tight, something else comes up, you don't feel ready. So it stays in the background, something you know you should do, but you never actually do. And I think a big reason for that is how investing is usually presented. It's talked about like it's this big decision, like you need a plan, like you need to understand everything first. But in reality, starting is much smaller than that. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be optimized. It just has to begin because the hardest part of investing is not picking the right thing, it's getting past that first step. Once you start, everything changes a little. You begin to understand it more. You get more comfortable. You stop seeing it as this big unknown thing. It becomes part of your normal financial life. But until you start, it stays intimidating. And the longer it stays that way, the harder it feels. So people wait and wait and wait until eventually years have gone by and they're still in the same place. Not because they made bad decisions, but because they never made one. Think about that. And that's the part that matters most because investing isn't about doing it perfectly, it's about giving your money time. And time only works if you actually begin, even if it's small, even if it feels insignificant. Because small amounts over long periods of time, they do turn into something meaningful, but only if they're actually invested. And I think that's where the shift happens. When you stop thinking about investing as something I'll figure out later and start thinking about it as something I can begin now, even if it's not perfect, because starting creates momentum. And momentum makes everything easier. And once it feels easier, you're going to keep going. And that's when investing actually starts to work.